What have you learned? I was programmed to beat you.
Hello everyone, yes, episode 10. Where the hell is 10 weeks gone? That is insane. And it's me, IXONSTORM, here with another episode of Gaming News Live. And who have we got in chat at the start here? We have got Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat and Matt.
Welcome.
It is a very early morning for you, and it's a very late night for me and Matt. Yes, very late night. How is everything sounding? Everything sound okay? I've been messing around with some settings and all that lovely stuff. Oh, Matt, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat is the epitome of watching podcasts. That guy is in every single one. Oh, everything sounds fine. Oh, well, of course, being a grandpa, you are going to be up a lot. Aero Nation, hello, my brother.
Welcome.
Can't stay as I have my birthday festivities tonight, but hope everyone has a great show. Thank you very much, my friend. But we're going to have to make sure everything is working according to plan. So, Cyclops, how are these systems?
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Good to hear. And Seth Monsters is in the house as well.
Welcome.
Yes, we got a little bit to talk about tonight. Not much. Even though GDC's happened, it's still a little bit quiet. Nothing major. Other than the one thing I'm going to talk about straight off the bat. It's not even... Well, it's in my lists because it was a tease. But before I forget, happy birthday, Aero Nation. Get carried away. Yeah, Starfield. There was rumours and all the rest of it that we were going to be getting some form of a tease this week, and they dropped it today. Yes, they have announced Terran Armada. They've also added a load of extra things, and I have to admit, I'm quite impressed. It does look like I might jump back in. I don't know whether, depends on the price of the DLC, but I am tempted to jump back into the world of Starfield after watching that deep dive. It does. It's like the space travel. Let's turn that down a little bit more, shall we? There we go. We don't need that too loud. But yeah, the space travel. I like what they've done with that. It's very... oh, what is that game I played not long ago? It's on Game Pass. It's like Elite Dangerous in some aspects. There was an arcadey space game. Oh, it's going to bug me. It had like comic book cutscenes. And the space travel is very akin to that. I am absolutely gobsmacked by how they managed to do it, especially with Creation Engine. Because obviously, the rumours were that they were going to go down the Unreal Engine route, potentially. And that's not seems to have happened. They've done a lot of Outpost updates. Space Invaders, Seth Monsters. Bloody hell. Good game, though. I don't think I've finished that. I think it was one of them games that just never ended. Pac-Man. Seth Monsters, you are on form tonight, my friend. Oh, it is going to bug me. They've done 2. Oh, it was in Game Pass as well. That's going to bug me. That really is going to bug me. Either way, it'll come to me eventually. Might not be in this episode. But yeah, the space travel looks like they've improved on base building. They have improved on that. That looks like you've got this new luxury thing you can drop in. The bit... Yes, well, I will get onto that in a second, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, because that seems to be the topic of conversation this week, is the old DSS, or is it DLSS 5 making games look even more pretty than they should be, and changing things they shouldn't be changing. So yeah, we'll get onto that in a bit, but yeah, the base building looks good. I like the one thing that really intrigued me was the action figures that they are putting in, and that they actually have a purpose. They boost your stats. Everspace, Matt.
Give me a hell yeah!
Yes.
What?
That was what it was, Everspace 2. Absolutely awesome game. If you haven't played Everspace, go and have a look. It's a roguelike kind of arcadey space game. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. But for what I could see, they've added the DLC. The actual story for the Terran Armada sounds quite intriguing, but I like the fact that they're starting to fill the space with things to do, all the points of interest, just random encounters. And I like the fact that when you're in this free space, yeah, notch one up for you, Matt, that you can go into, they call it cruise mode, if I remember. I've literally just watched it, but I've got the memory of a sieve. It's one of them, you can travel in third person and just fly from planet to planet, but you can also go back into your ship, do whatever you want, decorate it, talk to your crew. And I think that's a really cool feature to bring the immersion in, because that is the one thing Starfield for me lacked, was that immersion. You kind of lost it with all the loading screens, and that seems to be something that they're kind of, how do I put it, getting away from, which is a good thing. But yeah, Starfield, big tease, ends up being all of this lovely information about DLCs and new missions and new weapons and new perks. It looks like they've gone all in with it, if I was to be honest. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Got too much to play as it is. Jumping back into another massive RPG is not my idea of a fun time at the moment, especially considering I still haven't tested the new patch for Resident Evil. So that'll be something I might do tomorrow. But we are going to be talking about an RPG tonight, and it's the one that everyone is making waves for and want to take time off work and play silly amount of hours on, and that is Crimson Desert. But we will get everything. Sounds great. Yeah, I've had to play with my settings, Aero Nation. Put in a noise gate as well, because for some reason I've got part of vidIQ. You can analyze your videos, and it said there was a slight buzzing noise they could hear. I couldn't hear it. So yeah, we've got Crimson Desert to talk about, and a little bit on my thoughts on Xbox and Project Helix and everything that's come out of GDC about it. But yeah, just here for chill. This is what this show is about. It's chilling with the amazing people in chat, going over a few little bits that have been in the news over the last couple of days. Download stuff. I know, Seth, mate, I've been seeing all your posts in Discord. Dude, you are psyched for that game, aren't you? You really are psyched. Well, I'm waiting for the reviews. Well, some user reviews. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like this. But it does look good. It really does look good. I watched the Digital Foundry deep dive into performance, and I have to admit, it does look stunning. It really does. But there's parts of it that concern me. Xbox download has started. You'll be streaming at drop. Hey, Brandon's in the house.
Welcome.
Aero Nation, have a good birthday, my friend. Have a absolutely awesome time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't get too drunk. We leave that for Mag, because that is what he's doing tonight. He is spending the entire night getting drunk. It's St. Patrick's Day. So, happy birthday, Aero Nation. Round of applause to you, my friend. So, yeah. Starfield, if you're excited for it, it looks like you're going to get a lot. And I think it was at April 7th. It's dropping. And that includes the PS5 edition of the game as well. So everyone is going to get to play this game. So have fun. But yeah, let's just jump straight into Crimson Desert. Do everything he wouldn't do. Oh, I don't think anyone could keep up with Mag. Mag's all on his own. Yeah, Crimson Desert. There's a little bit of negativity come about for it, and that is because of the DRM. Yes, they are dropping Denuvo onto a Crimson Desert, and they have come out and stated not to worry. And I'm going to jump over to this article because I think it's quite funny. Yeah, just move my head out of the way. Let's go down the bottom. There we go. Yeah, do that. It'll go away. Bloody notifications. Yeah, Crimson Desert dev says not to worry about Denuvo because the impressive PC preview builds they've been showing already had the DRM and are representative of the final consumer experience. I don't think I've met anyone that actually likes Denuvo and has had any good words to say about it. So yeah, this massive RPG that a lot of people are jumping on, as Seth Monsters in the chat is going to be doing once they open the floodgates. And it looks like Brandon in chat as well is, you're tempted to pull the trigger, my friend. Do it. It is one of them games. I mean, I am looking at it going, I could sink so many hours into this. But they have come out and stated, and I know Mag mentioned it on XNC. I wasn't in the live chat last night because I fell asleep. And I was in work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I thought, no, just stay asleep. It's easier just to sleep. So yeah. I know we stated, because I rewatched it, that it's got a very high learning curve and difficulty. And people are spending over 10 hours plus just in the first section of the game. To me, that's not a bad thing. It's going to teach you how to play the game and get the most out of it all in one sitting. It's very much akin to Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was very much the same. You started that game, you didn't know what you were doing, and you couldn't even jump into any of the main quests without getting your arse handed to you. Yes, that's how bad Witcher 3 was. But once you crack that first couple of side missions, you're laughing. It's just a breeze. You bounce around. Did you see, Seth Monsters, did you see the base PS5 footage? It looks good. It dropped early this morning from Asia. No, I haven't, my friend. I did read that they... Actually, have I got an article here? No, that's the specs. No, that's the specs. It's the same one that's over here. I just didn't move my tabs. I know that they were hiding it, but I don't know. From what the specs are, because obviously you got the DRM coming in and everyone's going to moan about it. That looks so good. That looks... Oh. Matt, no character creation, though. Mega sad. No, you haven't got a character creation, but the creation suite in this game, though, is insane. Dyeing individual sections of your armor, dyeing breastplates a separate color, even down to like fine gold trims and stuff. From what I have seen of this game, that you're going to get lost playing it. Yeah, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, I am exactly the same as you. I'm waiting for reviews. May even wait till PS6. Yeah. For me, it's one of them. If Resident Evil can crash my Xbox, because they have now come out and stated what that issue was on Xbox, and that this is what I'm hoping the new patch was, is they had VRAM issues. There was a memory leakage on VRAM, and it also was messing around with storage. Is it going to be the same with this? Because this game is going to be pushing the hardware. Yeah, Matt, very much similar to Transmog. But you can just, it's like, if you could say this guy here, you could dye his belts separate colour, have different colour for the threading in between, same for his arms. They have gone all in. It's technically a single player MMO. That is the only way to describe it. But it does look awesome. Yeah, you've got the issue with Denuvo. People aren't happy with it. They have come out and stated, you know, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But it's one of them. It's still something in the background, isn't it? But yeah, you've got the specs here. These are your console specifications. So obviously, PlayStation 5 performance mode 1080p. Targeted 60 frames per second with VSync, 60 plus frames per second with VRR. Obviously, ray tracing turned off, as you can tell. It for me, that goes in a nice staggered pattern. It's when you get to Xbox, that's the bit that really 40 and 30 only going to get 60 frames per second on performance mode. And if I remember rightly, in the deep dive that they did, it is a case of performance mode. They were seeing a lot of dips, and it actually performed better in balance mode. Oh, Mark, seriously, it'll run perfect on my Switch, dude. There is going to come a time when there's going to be games that can't run on that thing. I'm looking forward to it, but I am still going to sit on the fence, because this game, I have never seen in the entire time I've been a gamer, and that has been since knee-high to a grasshopper, have I ever seen a game with so much going on. It's got so many systems running underneath the hood. Is it too good to be true? I know the saying is, if it is too good to be true, it probably is, but it's one of them. I'm on the fence. From what I've seen, the level of detail, the mission structure is very much what I wanted Assassin's Creed to be. So I'm hoping that somebody at Ubisoft, if this game, I'm sure Crimson Desert is going to do really, really well. Is it going to be one of these, though, that it sets the bar? And somebody needs to set the bar. Somebody really needs to push the boundaries a little bit and push these other big developers into doing something as ambitious as this. Vampire Barbecue, you think 40 frames per second is okay? Yeah, 40 frames, play balanced on all of these. Yeah, 40 frames is fine. I'm not a big... Yeah, as much as Aero, who's not in the chat now, he's going off to celebrate his birthday. Yeah, I've used GeForce Now. I have run games at 120 plus frames per second, but yeah, it looks nice and crisp and pretty and all the rest of it, but I actually prefer lower frame rates. I don't know if it's the old eyes. I don't know what it is, but I do prefer the low frame rate. So if I do purchase this, I probably will be playing on balance with the low ray tracing. But I'm one of these. I will test it out. I will go and have a play with quality mode. I do it in all my games. The interesting one, that performance versus quality, is Ready or Not. That game, obviously, once you're playing it with other people, you need that on performance mode, because you need every single frame. I play through the entire mission catalog in quality mode. And yeah, I had a few frame rate drops. All games drop in frames. No game is completely optimized. You are going to get something. It's whether or not you can see it. It may not be frame rate that drops. Maybe something else. A little bit of screen tearing here. And there are techniques that they use to hide them all. The only game that I have seen run perfectly on, say, Unreal Engine 5, Routine. But they've had 13 years playing with the Unreal Engine. So, of course, it's going to run smooth. Matt, I take frames per second over looking good. It depends on what you're playing, mate. Oh, I just see K-Rock is in the house. Hello, my friend.
Welcome.
You haven't missed that much of a little bit of news about Starfield. You have Arc Raiders. Yeah, Sethman. I think one of them. I think once we get to even next gen, you're still going to have issues with frames because they just move the goalpost and they keep pushing to that goalpost. That's why I personally think that with everything that when I personally had with Resident Evil, that was the issue. They're pushing, these engines now are pushing the technology even further than it was intended. It's not like your 360 generation or your Xbox One generation where they hit that cap and they just kept it there. Now they're really starting to push, as you can see with the announcement of NVIDIA's new DLSS. That looks insanely good in certain aspects. The whole Grace model, yeah, it looked good, but it changed the whole look of the character fundamentally. Get my words out, fundamentally. Yes, F Monsters, they always push it to the max and they users demand it. Yeah, hardware can't keep up. Yeah, we're now at that stage where the consumer's savvy enough to know how where the hardware should be and where the software should be. Whereas back in the 360 era, we didn't care. We just wanted really good games and we got them and they looked amazing, they played amazing, and we didn't question it. And then slowly but surely, these people that are just casual gamers and then started getting into things a little bit more in depth, they've either pushed these companies to develop better hardware or they've jumped to PC. Yeah, Grandpa Barbecue, I agree with you, mate. If you get 60 out of a game, even better. But as we can see with these specs, this game is going to be pushing the consoles to the limit. It's one of them. It just happens. It's an unfortunate thing about software, developers, and hardware not all meeting in the middle. But I can't wait to see how this game does. I really want this to do well. It is a game that I've got my eye on. I'm waiting for the reviews because for me, how do I put it? It's a bit of an awkward one, isn't it? People are going to be purchasing this hoping that they're going to be able to run it at high specs. They've only seen the PlayStation 5 and PC footage. I know, as they were saying, you guys said in chat, they have come out with, is it base PS5 footage? But they're hiding things, and that just puts me on edge. You should have just shown the whole lot at the start. Yes, Matt, it's a big game, 150 gigabyte. And I think that's the same for consoles. Seth says, I feel like this is a preview of how GTA 6 will run. Yeah, that's another game I think is just going to push this hardware to the point where game crashes are going to become even more frequent with these engines just pushing and pushing and pushing. And the fact of me, you, and every other gamer is a beta tester. We're testing this game for people. Capcom wouldn't have done anything about the VRAM problem with Xbox beforehand. They've just released it. It ran fine in the office. Here's an update. Oh dear, it doesn't work. Put out another hotfix. We are the beta testers. The games are too big now for them to employ a group of beta testers. Games, when we were playing them on 360 and PlayStation 3 and them amazing generations, games were small. You didn't have games on that scale. And I can't remember if I read it anywhere or somebody told me that game is going to take you forever to go from one end of the map to the other. This is no Assassin's Creed. And if, yeah, Seth Monsters, if it doesn't run well, they must push. Yeah. I think this is the bit. This game, GTA 6, are going to be the games that really push the likes of PlayStation and Xbox to that next generation. Yeah, Grandpa Barbecue. Makes sense. I can't remember what game it was. I'm sure it was... Was it an Xbox One game that went on to Series? And I didn't purchase... I think it may have been GTA 5. And I waited. And I jumped onto the next generation console version. I didn't jump on the game straight away. So we know that Seth Monsters is going to be playing this very, very soon. Are you going to be pushing this to its limit? Are you going to push and see how far you can get this to run? Obviously, knowing that you're getting it, Seth Monsters, I'd love to know what you think of it once you've had a couple of hours playing. Just drop me a message on Discord, because I'd love to know what this is all about and if it's any good, because this is right up my partner's street. This is the kind of game that she'd love to play because it's swords, shields, bows, arrows, magic. And when I showed her the gameplay for it, the first thing she said, and this is going to make Matt in chat very happy, first thing she said, Zelda. That's the first words that came out of her mouth was, it's just like Legend of Zelda. They copied that. Matt's 300 gigabyte download for GTA 6. I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, it's going to be one of them games. It's I think the only bit that's put gamers off from going all in, because I know a lot of people have pulled their pre-orders and stuff like that, is the fact of they hid the base PS5 footage, the Xbox console footage. It's either they're going to be releasing the game and it's going to have, say, issues, or it's a case of they didn't show the footage for Xbox and base PS5 because they were still optimizing them versions of the game. Who knows? We are going to find out. Well, for me, if I was purchasing it, it would be in 2.5 hours. So I am very, very intrigued by Crimson Desert. But it's definitely one of them we should have had.
Need input.
We need more input. We really do need more input. And if it all goes to the Swanee, Johnny Fye could come out and do this one.
Hey, laser lips! Your mama was a snowblower.
Yeah. But I'm on the fence. Not long to wait to find out. Seth Monsters, help me out once you've played a good couple of hours of that and let me know what you think. Because it'd be nice to hear from somebody who's got hands on. Because I go for user reviews. I don't go for these big reviews. I might have a look at the likes of Game Ranks and stuff like that. But I steer clear of even GameSpot. I don't touch them anymore. IGN, nobody touches. I have no idea on that one, Matt, if that new Torak game is going multiplayer. I would have thought it was. I don't think that's something they'd lock. It's a shame 78's not in the chat, because if 78 was in the chat, he would be on the ball with that one. So, yeah. If anyone watches after the fact, obviously, like button and subscribe. Always helps. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and you get to see my smiley face every Tuesday and whenever I do a video. And did any of you guys in chat watch my last video I did with regards to Cthulhu, the Cosmic? I can't even remember the name of the game now. That's good, isn't it? And I did the video a couple of days ago. But yeah, that new Cthulhu game that I did. What did you think of that video? And what did you think of the game? Especially on the back of Resident Evil, because the next one I show you, oh, I can't wait for it. The next game I've got to show on the channel, it just sounds awesome, and the preview trailer for it is insane. Thank you, Matt. You watched and liked. Thank you very much. But yeah, almost one more subscriber off of 150 subs. So if anyone is watching who isn't interacting in the chat, because you can come here, you can chill out. You don't have to jump in with all the shenanigans in chat if you don't want to. Nobody forces you. I used to sit on the sidelines through loads of X and C's and then just started chatting. But yeah, feel free if you want to join in. Always a laugh. But yeah, if you're watching after the fact, hit the subscribe button and that like button. But yeah, if you're also watching after the fact and you're looking forward to Crimson Desert and you've played it and you've jumped on that bandwagon at midnight, wherever time zone it is, let me know in the comments below what you think of Crimson Desert. I'd love to know what you're all thinking about it. But the next, living that lurker life. Matt, you're on form tonight, mate. You're not eating a pizza, right? But yeah, the next little bit of news I've got, obviously jumping away from Crimson Desert, is in Europe. I don't know what any of my American viewers in chat, what is the name of your rating system in the US? Because over in Europe it's called PEGI. And over here, they are stirring the pot a little bit. Thank you, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat. I'd love to be monetized. 1,000 subs. Unfortunately, it's almost been a year since I started the channel. And I am nowhere near the watch hours. So, yeah, it's a long road. Just keep grinding. Matt, you haven't eaten yet. But yeah, just going to keep grinding. That's all I'm going to do. I enjoy jumping in, doing this, even though the AI on vidIQ says these shows go on for too long. Whatever. I'll do what I want. AI knows nothing. But yeah, over here, we've got the PEGI rating. And they're changing it up a little bit because they are hammering down on gambling. And one of the things that PEGI are now claiming is gambling, as you can see on that ticker along the bottom here, loot boxes. Yes, they are now changing the age rating for the likes of EA Sports Football Club, Madden, probably even the likes of WWE 2K26, anything where you have a loot box. And it's ESRB. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. But yeah, we're changing it in Europe. So going from June this year, 4 new categories are being added to the age rating criteria, which will attempt to tackle elements of addictive design in games, unmonitored online communication, and the big one, paid content in a game, including systems like loot boxes. So if you have kids in the UK, if you're a UK viewer or a European viewer, it's all going to be changing as of June. The result of these changes, it continues here. I'm not going to bring it up because it's just a little quick one. The result of these changes will mean that a game like EA Sports Football Club, which is routinely awarded a PEGI 3 rating, but comes with a separate in-app purchases warning because of the Ultimate Team Blind Bag card. God, that's a mouthful, isn't it? the game cells will now likely be rated PEGI 16. So some of these games are PEGI 3. So maybe even the likes of your Fortnites and things like that. Even the game that I have banned in my household and I personally think should be banned outright anyway, which is Roblox, that can see its PEGI being changed because there's lots of in-app purchases within that game are all going to be 16 rated games in the in Europe and the UK. So yeah, that's a big one. And I think it's a good idea. I really do think it's a good idea. Get these kids away from spending money on things they don't need. Before I banned my son, and I did that episode when I was talking about Roblox, he spent £40 on Robux. And I asked him, I said, why didn't you buy a new Xbox game or a game for your Switch? No, we wanted his Robux. And he blew the entire £40 on things he can now no longer use. So something like this, I'm all game for. Put it at 18, for all I care. Put it at 18. Because kids shouldn't be playing. It's like you got Fortnites and things like that. It's one of the reasons why I jumped away from Call of Duty. The multiplayer on that is just full of kids. Have any of you guys in chat had the same issue when you go into a multiplayer game like COD and you go into game chat and you end up with a whiny little 12-year-old giving you grief down the headset? I actually got banned, if I remember rightly, about 24 hours for politely telling a young man to do one via Xbox chat. And unfortunately, yeah, I got banned. Yes, Matt, it's a big thing. It is really big thing, is this whole PEGI rating, but it's also got criteria 1. In-app purchases. If a game contains time-limited or quantity-limited paid systems, like a paid battle pass, where rewards disappear after a certain time, meaning there's pressure exerted for people to return and play, that is now going to get a PEGI 12. There you go, Fortnite. You know what, I'm just going to bring this up. So there you go. Look at this. Am I zoomed in on? Yeah, zoomed in enough. Right. Note, Fortnite already has a PEGI 12 rating, and there will be other games in a similar situation where the age rating won't change because of this, but there will be additional descriptors to highlight these systems. A game will be able to reduce its PEGI rating to 7 if it contains in-game controls that allow you to turn spending off by default. Criteria 1B and 2, paid random items. This is loot boxes, so your average card pack systems, gacha systems, but also keys to unlock the random items. We try to close the loopholes. If a game sells these things, it'll be rated PEGI 16. The rating goes up to PEGI 18 for, and again, this is mostly a mobile thing, so casino games, obviously. We will not rule out that in the future, that if the PEGI 7 with mitigating circumstances for in-game purchases works, that if companies would develop in-game controls that put access to paid loot boxes off by default, we might see a PEGI 12. Criteria 3. Play by appointment. This is a criteria attempting to get an addictive design in games. In this case, games that incentivize or pressurize you to return to them. The essence of what PEGI is trying to capture is this: when kids tell their parents, I have to play this today because I want to continue my streak, or this is a daily quest that I have. I had that with my son with Roblox, and I've had it with Fortnite. So what are they going to? That PEGI 12 by the looks of things. I think this is a bloody good thing to happen. And I'd be interested to see if the ESRB jump on board with this in the States. Yes, that is true, Grandpa Barbecue. My son would know how to turn it back on. With his phone now, I reset the whole damn thing. Lost all. He had 200. Get this. He's 11, my son. 250 apps installed on his phone. You only ever use one at a time. Online communities criteria for if a game has unrestricted communication, it gets PEGI 18 straight off the bat. I think this is going to be a game changer, and as I'm seeing in chat with Grandpa Barbecue, there's much more tech savvy. Yeah, they are much more tech savvy, but it's now down to the parents. With PEGI's there to help people. It is really, really is there to help people. Use it. Stop letting your kids control you. You're the parent. That is the one thing that I've always said with my kids. I'm the parent. What I say, you do. You take orders. No different than how when I was growing up, that's how I was with my parents. If I stepped out of line, bang. I remember my dad cutting a plug off a TV while I was playing on a console or whatever it was in a long time. But I think the change with the age rating for the loot boxes and communication, damn good idea. Very good idea. I'm backing that 100%. Because they shouldn't be. I found out my son plays COD. Why is he playing COD? He's 11. But I don't understand. I understand that there's this pressure with parents that the kids just pressure and pressure and pressure. The easiest thing to do, give them a quiet life, give them what they want. But they're no longer kids when you do it. So that's something that is going to be happening in June in the UK and Europe. Whether it jumps over to the other side of the pond, I'll keep my eyes peeled. So if anything does change with the ESRB, if they follow suit, I was obviously do a video on that and let you guys know. So what else is going on in chat? Grandpa Barbecue. I was going to mention the parents, then decided not to post it. Dude, I see it with my parents. As grandparents now, they've gone soft. Because they let my kids get away with things that I couldn't get away with. The mind boggles. But when it comes to gaming, they shouldn't be playing. I hate the likes of, it's not just a big game. I hate the likes of Fortnite. I hate looter shooters. Anything that has like a paid aspect, I really do hate. If there's a grinding element to that game, say, example, WWE 2K25 I played. 26 is very similar. You can still get all them things without having to purchase a battle pass or whatever they want to call it. You can grind. That, to me, is playing a game. You want that character unlocked, and you need 5,000 kills and so many, whatever hell it may be, gives you an incentive to play the game. Why waste money? I know it's, as Matt's just said, FOMO is the pressure. But your mate's got a skin on Fortnite and you want that skin. What are you going to do? Go pressure your mum and dad. Don't wash in my house. So, yeah, I back that 110%. And I think when I tell my son, I think all I'm going to get out of him is this.
What?
Yeah, PEGI in the Europe and UK is definitely going to miff off a fair few kids. Yes, F Monsters, yes, but then the game can't be free, and that's okay. Yeah, purchase the game. Sack off free to play. We never had it. It's just it is literally just, as Peggy have explained in that whole article, it's a money-making scheme. Get them to purchase the game outright. Kill off free-to-play. Yeah, I could do a video ranting about it, but I don't think I'd be liked by many people. But yeah, it is what it is. Peggy are changing it. As I said, if the ESRB decides to jump on it and I hear wind, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, the main topic for the night is GDC has just been, and we've got a little bit more information about the next Xbox. I'm seriously excited about this thing. Before I jump into that, Seth Monsters has put, it's lucrative. They won't give it up no matter what. They will just evade the rules. Yeah, they will. They'll find a loophole. They always do. And the ones that suffer isn't the kids. It's the parents and the wallets. So hopefully they find a way of sorting that out. But yeah, not much more I'm going to say on that one. It's one of them things. It's got to change. Things have got to be a bit more kid friendly. Yeah, exactly. Every time my son walks up to me, all I get is, can I? I want. If I remember rightly, it was in Fortnite, and it was I need to play my game. I need to play. There's a one-off event. You're not going to die if you don't play it. They need AI to sort it out. So it's all change over at Microsoft. So we'll jump over to that now. Who in chat hated Sarah Bond's "This is an Xbox" advertisement? Who in chat hated it? Actually, anyone that watches, who hated it? Because somebody at Microsoft, probably Asha Sharma, has done the unthinkable, and she has completely removed "This is an Xbox" from all corners of Microsoft and Xbox's websites, and all I can say to that is this. Hallelujah. By far the worst marketing campaign ever. If she was to be blamed for anything, it would be for killing the Xbox brand with that one marketing campaign. And the best part is, it is now gone, and it has Asha Sharma's gone full on
Fatality
on everything that was put in place before she took over. I'm liking this woman. I really am liking her. Yes, Matt, the memes were glorious. Death Monsters, does that mean my phone isn't an Xbox? I want my phone to be an Xbox. No, it's still going to be your Xbox. It's just they're not going to ram that down your throat every time you go onto a website. Grandpa Barbecue, I always used to say to my grandson, you need it or you want it. Don't find myself asking him much anymore. Yeah, my favourite one is get a job. And then you get a smart ass remark like, I'm too young to work. Not long. 16 will come around soon, and I'm going to ship him off to his first job, and then I'm going to start charging him rent. So yeah, Xbox has officially got rid of "This is an Xbox." But you can still play it on your phone, you can still play it on your PC, because they're doubling down on that, especially with PC side, because the Xbox experience is coming to PC very, very soon as well. So you're going to be able to do everything you could do with regards to the whole this is an Xbox, but they're just not going to ram it down your throat. Good. The last thing they needed was this ad campaign. To me, that killed Xbox. I like the fact that I have multiple ways to play my Xbox games. Don't get me wrong. I think that's absolutely awesome. But if you want to literally water down your brand, that's the way to do it. See, I don't miss Sarah Bond at all. Not in the slightest. So yeah, they've completely removed it. It's saying here that a lot of websites are coming up with the domains no longer found. The page isn't found. They have completely eradicated it. And I think it's absolutely awesome. Best thing they could have done. It's the best thing to come out of Microsoft and Xbox in the last 5 years, if I was to be honest. So yeah. But the big one for me, Project Helix. Now, I sat, and if anyone in chat follows Destin, that guy got caught. He got caught filming the little snippets about Xbox and got asked to turn off his phone and his live stream. That was actually quite funny to watch. So Jason Ronald did his little conference, went into a few details that kind of went right over my head with the whole graphics on chip, the chipsets and all that stuff. It means nothing to me. I'm very much a plug and play kind of guy. As long as it works and it plays my games and it plays them to a standard, I am all over that. And as I will, Mag's obviously not going to be in the chat because he's too busy getting drunk. I agree with what he said on X&C. They need to bring something to this next console that really entices me to spend the money. Because if it does the same thing as this one, what's the point? But yeah, they've come out and just scrolling through. Obviously, it's come out, it's got multi-year partnership. We've all heard it with AMD. It's got a system on chip, co-designed for next generation of DirectX and FSR to unlock what comes next. Yes, all the corporate spiel that they like to throw at us at these little conferences. They're aiming for it's a goddamn PC. That's all it is. But I like what they're doing with it. I like the fact that I'm going to be able to play potentially. Because if it's got multiple storefronts on, I'm all over that. Because then I don't have to jump on my laptop to play a game on my Steam library or something on GOG, because I like my point and click adventure games. I can play them on my TV and I don't have to buy a console version of that game. I can plug a mouse and keyboard in and I can play at my leisure. That's selling it to me. Having multiple storefronts is the way forward. For me, Sony backing down with PS5 games going onto Steam. They're putting themselves on an island, and if this comes to fruition, wow, they're going to blow Sony out of the water. Yes, there is the whole issue with price. The price is an issue. You're looking well over, potentially £1,000 in the UK. God knows what it is. $1,200 or whatever it's going to be. You've got to give the consumer a reason to purchase this next console. Not just because it's got all the bells and whistles, your games look amazing, you got ray tracing for days, it's smooth as butter, 120 frames per second. No, nobody cares about that, if I was to be honest. It's whether or not they have a reason to actually go on that console or PC hybrid or whatever the hell you want to call it. How much is a comparable rebuild of this? I haven't even looked into that. I know that I think Colt is going to be doing a video with something equivalent, if I remember what he said on XNC. Tech for me means nothing. I had to ask Aero Nation and Kit about a streaming PC to do the channel, because when I was building PCs, none of this tech existed. There was no liquid cooled motherboards or any of that stuff. That was just starting to come out as I gave up on PC. So I haven't got a clue. I'm not a tech guy. I wouldn't even know where to start on the tech. For me, it's the services. A rebuild in the US would cost $1,900. Wow. Wow. I know that the guys on Margaret and Colt were saying on XNC about subsidizing the console, and that they haven't sold enough consoles this generation. And they haven't got enough fans, not enough players to subsidize. But I think they're going to do something along them lines. If they come out at 1,200, it's going to be outmost. I've always said, I've worked in retail. Matt knows me, friend from work. It's one of them. As consumers, we like to sit there and go, oh, I don't like the price of this. Why is it so expensive? Why have I got to pay this? It's like, prime example in, well, probably the same over the other side of the pond. They put your tobacco prices up. Did the smokers stop purchasing said tobacco? No. Did they put the alcohol up? Do the alcoholics, or the ones that like a good drink every now and then, stop buying an alcohol? No. You will always find a way to purchase what you want. So as much as these are probably going to roll out at, say, £1,000 in the UK, probably, as Seth Monster said, about 1,200 in the US, you're still going to have consumers out there that want the latest stuff. They're not bothered about the price because they'll find a way to purchase it. You watch, there's going to be an entire generation of people getting payday loans and things like that just to purchase the console. And I think, me personally, as I talked about with Aero Nation on when he guest spotted with me on Gaming News Live, I personally think they're going to bring back Xbox All Access. I think that is the way forward. Because they're a service-based company, they're a software company. Why don't they just offer a service where you pay XYZ a month, you get your console, and in that price is your Game Pass, your console, and whatever other services they're throwing at this next gen. That is what I think they're going to do with this next console. Because how are you going to bring new players in if they can't afford the hardware? Death Monsters, people freaked out about the price of the ROG and now talk it up as the bargain in handheld gaming at that level. Yeah, people find a way. What's that? Field of Dreams. If you build it, it will come. Yep. Death Monsters, that's exactly what I did for my Series console. I split the payments up with Amazon payments. I think I split the Xbox over 5 months. So I think I paid £99 a month for 5 months. Consoles paid for. That things like that are going to be the future. In the UK, you've got the likes of Zilch card, which is not a prepaid credit card, it's a debit card. It connects to your bank and you get reward points for spending money at certain shops, you get cash back. Well, technically, it's like a cashback card, but you can spread your payments over 6 weeks, or you can spread your payments over 3 months, and they give you a budget. So you can sign up to the card, you've got a good credit rating, and you've got, say, $2,500 that you can spread out over, say, a 3-month period. There you go. Seth Monsters, you're on 4, man. Yep. Seth Monsters, that is, you don't notice £100 go out of your bank account, but you'd notice £1,000 going out of your bank account. I think if and when I build a streaming PC to take over from this laptop, because obviously I want to make better content for you guys, I will spread that out. I will see if it's got a finance option and spread it out over 12 months. You don't notice it. It's like your mobile phone contracts. That's the other way that they could do it. Obviously, not go down the road of the same as a mobile phone contract, but as I said, the Xboxes, all access, put down a monthly fee, you'll have it paid off in 2 years, but in that price, you have your Game Pass thrown in. That, to me, makes perfect sense. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I think from what came out of GDC, and I'm not going to jump into the tech stuff because I haven't got a goddamn clue what I'm talking about. But for me, it is the services. So if we've got the multiple storefronts, I'm sold. They can take my money. I personally think they have gone full circle. They've gone complete. They told Bill Gates, we want to put Windows in the living room, and this next-gen Xbox is going to do that. You can essentially, well, nobody actually knows, but it looks like it'll be the same as the ROG. You can boot it up into Windows. I'm looking forward to it because I get this next gen Xbox. I don't have to jump through Twitch to stream on the channel. So when that next gen Xbox comes out, whenever it is, because obviously they've come out and they've stated the dev kits are going to be hitting developers in 2027. Now, personally, does that mean we're going to get a 2028 release? Or could we potentially be getting the 2027 release? Because I can't remember which Xbox it was. Was it one of them? I don't know, Mag mentioned it on Magcast or XNC. They only had like 7-8 months between dev kits dropping and get the release of the console. So could we potentially, now I'll ask chat as well, could it be a case of, and anyone who's actually watching after the fact as well, let me know what you think. But do you think they're going to show Project Helix at the 25th anniversary in November? Do you think they're going to show us the console? Drop the dev kits in 2027 and the end of 2027 release the console? Or do you think it's a 2028? Let me know. What do you guys in chat think? You reckon in June, Seth Monsters? You reckon the summer showcase? $2027, you're all saying? Interesting, Seth Monsters. Yeah, you're all saying this, what I'm thinking. You really are all saying what I'm thinking. I think if it's not June at the Xbox Showcase, I honestly think that bring Phil out for the 25th anniversary. I know he's not going to be at the company anymore. Bring him out. Let him smash that champagne bottle against his last shit that he's letting out Let him show off Project Helix or whatever the hell they're going to call the console. As we were saying last week, just call it Xbox. At the 25th anniversary, with them potentially saying, release it 12 months down the line. So here you go. This is what it looks like. This is what it's going to be able to do. Available November 2027. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. That makes sense. Get a preliminary idea of interest. I think they're going to have a lot of interest with it. Once they start announcing details, storefronts, features, things like that, I think they are going to have a massive influx of people going, I'm actually starting to take Xbox seriously again. Because this could potentially, if they don't turn it around, be the end of Xbox. That is Seth Monsters. That's a valid point, mate. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, GTA's out at the end of the year, so nobody's going to give two hoots about another console. Interesting. I like your way of thinking, my friend. Well, June isn't that far away, so we may find out sooner than we think. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to hear more of what this console can do. Because to me, this is the evolution of gaming. Not unless it turns it day one. Well, we never know. They could delay GTA again. Not that they're going to. That is definitely out this year. I don't think, and as I said on, I can't remember which episode it was, I'm not paying £80, £90 for a game, base game. Not a chance. So yeah, there's not much more. Bit of a shorter episode this week. There's not much more I'm going to say on Helix. As I've said, I really, really am looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Because I've been an Xbox fan since day one. Oh. Still think they money hatted the PC version and that was the delay. Could well be, Seth Monsters. Grandpa Barbecue, I haven't ruled out the new Xbox. It's purely going to depend on price difference between it and the PS6. Interesting. The safe way of playing it, Grandpa Barbecue. It really is. Well, jumping back to Crimson Desert, I found it strange that only a week or two out they gave Digital Foundry the PSSR1 version. Yeah, that was another bit of a interesting stupidity on Pearl Abyss's. Why didn't you just give the updated version? That just makes no sense. Because you're not showing the game at its full potential because you're not showing the latest version. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. To Grandpa Barbecue, you've actually sat playing Crimson Desert right now. Because if you are, let me know how that game is, my friend. Same with you, Seth Monsters. Once you get your hands on it, I'd like to hear your opinions on it before I shell out any cash that I may have to spend. But yeah. Project Helix. Dev kits going to developers early 2027. If you've enjoyed what you've been watching and you've not interacted in chat and I don't know you're here, remember, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This exact time in 2 days it drops. I'll probably miss something in chat here. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. Means a lot. Free. Doesn't cost you nothing. Game for you. Coming to Game Pass April 2nd. Won't tell you. We'll let you look it up. Wonder what that could be. I'll have to have a look, Matt. I'll have a look once there. Sound off. Obviously, the episode's coming to an end. I'll do a bit of a shorter one. Just, as I said, news is dry. We'll get into that period now. It's all going to start bringing news in. Won't be long. Summer Games Fest will be here. All of that lovely stuff. Grandpa Barbecue, thanks. IXONSTORM, have a great week. And you, my friend, obviously, anyone who's watching, Red Wolf Renegade is live now. So go over and check him out. Especially if you want to hear more on Starfield, because that guy is going to be raving to the hilt on how good this new update's going to be. So go over and check him out. But yeah, not much more I'm going to say this week. Other than hit the subscribe button. Help the channel. Come on. I'm off for 150 subs. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this week's show. I will be here next Tuesday for another episode of Gaming News Live. But on that note, weather the storm. I'll see you all on the next one.